So next up is going to be this TRX4 based build. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. To give you a rough idea, I'm sure some of you will recognise the shape of that. I haven't done a Yota build yet, and I'm going to do this. Now, for those of you that watch a lot of YouTube, you've probably seen the channel Fabrats. If you haven't, go and have a look. It's absolutely brilliant. So the team over there, they put together some absolutely fantastic trucks. They've done a couple of recovery trucks, but one of the best builds that they've done, in my opinion, was their Toyota build. It started off as an FJ40 and it just evolved, and it's into like a proper off-roader. And this is what I want this to be. So it's going to have some nice 1.9s on it, decent set of maybe sort of CR deep woods or something like that. Fantastic wheels and tyres. I want some trill on there as well. I've got lots of trill on the front. There's brass on here already. I've stuck a set of desert lizard shocks on there. I haven't used these before, but they're really tweakable. You get loads of sets of springs and bits and bobs like that. So you can put top and bottom load springs in there. You've got your damper in there obviously as well. So I'm really looking forward to making a start on this. It was originally a double cab body. I don't know where the body's come from actually. I think I picked it up, it was a kid's toy, but I've cut it down and I've put the bulkhead back on just to make it a short cab. And then obviously it's going to have some metal work on it. I want a nice tub on it, but I don't want something that's too intrusive on the outside. So I'm probably going to end up chopping that chassis quite a bit, make some excellent metal parts for it. I can see myself doing some pretty cool shock turrets and things like that as well. So just a quick look under here, we've got standard TRX4 gearbox, engine mount. I've made some custom links for it, which I did in a video recently as well. I hope you've gone and watched that one. We've got the desert lizards on there. We've got some trill brass. We've got trill aluminium C-cups and things like that on there as well. So it's a little bit tricked out already. There's still loads and loads we can do, but I absolutely love the TRX4 platform. It is brilliant and so versatile as well. Both my Mogwai, the Unimog, and the Wrecker are built on TRX4s. Brilliant platform, honestly, so stable, and you know, plastics on there. Not that either of my models have got much plastic left in them, but really good quality. And I think with that Toyota cab, a nice cage, some nice big tyres on there, this is going to look really cool. So we're back in the workshop after Christmas. I hope you've all had a great break and enjoyed being off. Back to the proper stuff now. So I talked a little bit about this project before. You know, when you just have a project that you've wanted to do forever, and this is the one really. Don't get me wrong, I've wanted to do all my builds, but a Toyota build has been something I've wanted to do for a long time. So I'm taking my time with this one. I've chosen really good parts. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is these desert lizard shocks. I've never used them before. I've seen a lot of people use them, but let me know what you think about them in the comments. Obviously, there's no point in me tuning them until I've got the model pretty much all together. I'm still considering doing a cantilever on that back suspension, but we'll see, because I don't really want the turret sticking through the back of the body. I've been very busy with the 3D printer over the Christmas break. It's been really cold out in the workshop, so rather than me spend all day trying to warm it up, I've been sitting indoors enjoying the warmth and printing. So the first thing that I got printed were these side plates. Now these are on there. I want to fit the original mounting on the chassis so I can sit the body on, and it just screws on, and then it's once it's on, it's on. It's going to be nice and strong. So what I did, I just took the measurements from the chassis, I took the measurements from the underside of the cab, basically went into Tinkercad. I designed two parts, so one was the actual slider with this bracket on for the body, and then one was the bracket for the chassis. And then in Tinkercad it's pretty cool. All you do is you just basically bring the two parts together and connect them, and lo and behold, there you go, you've got one piece. Just chucked them on the printer. They're pretty strong actually. I was going to make these out of metal, but I don't think I need to go through all that hassle really. I was a little bit worried about a bit of tyre rub here, but as you can see, it just misses, so I'll probably just shave the corner off of there. But I might end up reducing the steering lock down a little bit anyway. So we've got the body done, and that'll be mounted shortly. And in order to mount that properly, I've also made these sort of steps stroke sliders. And again, I've just 3D printed them for now. I think what I'll do is once I've got the model together, I might just decide what bits I'm going to keep printed and what bits I'm going to make out of metal, just purely just to keep the weight down really. So I'll get the body mounted and I'll get these on, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Right, that's the steps on. Really happy with those. Need to decide if they're a little bit wide yet, but again, once everything's together, I can just quite easily go in and modify the little file. So the next thing I was thinking was the wheels stick out quite a bit from the front, which they do on FJs anyway, really, unless you go back, you know, it's completely unmodified. So again, just made these little wheel arches for the front. So I'm just going to pop them on the front, and then I'll get them drilled and get some nice little M2 screws in there holding them on. And the great thing is all these bits, if anything breaks, then I could just reprint it, so it's no trouble whatsoever. If you're thinking about getting a 3D printer for this hobby, honestly, you've got to get one. If anyone's interested in me doing a video specifically on 3D printing, then let me know in the comments. It's saying I absolutely love it. I use it literally every day. I'm printing something, whether it's to do with this hobby or something else. And yeah, these days I don't really think you can go without having one, so it's not as complicated as you think. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you're interested. So let's get these offered up. I'm just going to put them on with some double-sided tape, and then I can get them drilled and screwed, and then they'll be nice and secure. Right, I'm really pleased with how this is coming together. We've got those front arches on, or fenders or flares or whatever you want to call them. So I've just put them on with a couple of screws for now, and they are double-sided taped as well, so they're not going to move around. And once I've got everything done how I want it, obviously I can then go through and put any necessary fixings or glue or whatever I need to do. I've got an idea for the paint scheme. If you've seen that Fabrats truck, then you'll see how cool it looks. It's like an off-white, I would say. It's got loads of patina and stuff on it as well. It looks really, really awesome. So might go down that route, but let me know what you think. So the next bit is the rear tub. And I took all the measurements at the back here. I've got the width, the length. I've played around with the length of it a few times. I've actually got a huge stack of bodies that I printed off, and they all look very, very similar, but they're marginally different. So this one's got square rear arches. This one's got square, but it's a different length. So I'd gone for longer, I'd gone for shorter, wider, narrower, deeper. Put the logo on as well. So they all fit on really well. But these ones aren't going to get used. If anybody wants one, you know, they're pretty cool. They could be used for most trucks, I reckon. Let me know if you want to cover the postage. I'm happy to ship one to you. Printed in PETG, so they're nice and strong, waterproof as well. But this is the one that I've gone for. So it's 45mm deep. I think it was 160 wide, something like that. And I've also put these rear flares on as well, which I think look really cool. Got the logo in the back, and once it's painted, you'll probably be able to make out I've put like the slots for the catches, and then I've put a groove in it for the tailgate as well. But all these accents will be clear once it's painted. So that just slots straight on the back, and it fits over those turrets at the moment. But like I said, I might do something to cover the turrets, or I might do something that, you know, does away with them completely. And then I've also gone and done a cage for the back, so that sits in the tub like that. So that should protect me from any rollovers. I might make it a little bit wide. I might put like some ears or something on the side to sort of protect the side of the cab a little bit more, but it's mainly a roll hoop just to protect it if it rolls over. So let's get that all bolted up. Let's see where we are then. And yeah, I think it's coming together really well. I'm really pleased with it so far. All these little details, and like I say, I'm able to print these, or, you know, a little bit of weld in there, but yeah, it's coming together really, really well. So let's get that on and let's have a look. Here we are. That's the cage put into the tub. I think it looks pretty cool. So I'll get that sat on there. I've trimmed the back of the chassis rails to suit it as well. And then for now, I'm just using the original rear cross member to mount it up. So we'll get that screwed in. Okay. Get that screwed in. And like I say, this project, I've wanted to do it for a long, long time. And just other things have gotten in the way, or I've been trying to get a few bits together. So I've picked this body up, which I think is actually part of a kid's toy at a local sort of swap meet for radio control stuff. It was a double cab, but the proportions were way out, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to trim this down. So as you can see from the roof, I trimmed it down. I probably cut maybe 50mm out of it, and I've glued the back of the cab on. And again, it's only rough at the moment because I'm just putting things together, and then when I come to do the paint job for the body, I'll tidy it all up. I'll put some nice cappings on the bottom here. So yep, that's the rear tub on. I think that's looking really smart. There we go, let me know what you think. But yeah, so far I'm really pleased. So next bits are, I wanted some little sort of cabins on here for almost like a side locker with some steps in for getting into the rear tub. So again, just utilising the 3D printer, just knock these up, and I'm gonna mount them on there. On the final tub, I might even modify the tub so it's got a little sort of side locker in, rather than just have it look like it's a side locker. I might actually have like a proper lock-in door, but we'll see. And I've moved it far enough forward that it's not going to get knocked by the wheels or the body or anything like that. So yeah, let's get those put on and mounted up, and then we'll have a look at that afterwards as well. And the last couple of bits in this video are going to be, what do you think? What do you think so far? I think it's looking pretty cool. So I think all old trucks should have a brow. So I've done that, so let's get that attached. So again, a lot of these bits are, I'm just putting on temporarily whilst I mock everything up and get it where I want it. So that's the brow. Yeah, that looks really cool. I like that. And don't forget, obviously this needs painting and everything, so going forward, so everything's going to get painted, it's going to get patina, and then it wouldn't be a proper off-road truck without a snorkel. So I just knocked that up again, just knocked it up in Tinkercad, and I've put a couple of screw holes in there to secure that once it's done. But yeah, what do you think? That's looking pretty cool. I even managed to do the grille in the top of the snorkel. So that's it for this video. I think we've made really good progress. So we've got the steps, arches, snorkel, eyebrow, rear bed, cage, rear fenders, steps and lockers. I don't think that's bad for one video, do you? Let me know what you think. If you've got any ideas that I should include in future videos for it, let me know. I'm thinking, don't know, does it need like a light pod on the top, maybe a roof rack? I need to get a driver and passenger for it as well, because it does have a bit of an interior, so I think it would be cool to make the most of that. Let me know any ideas you've got for covering up these turrets in the back, or if I should put the extra effort in to try and remove them. And then in the next video, we're going to get it winched up, we're going to get some bumpers made for it, and I think that's going to make it look really, really cool progress wise. And then on the back, I think we need a really nice metal rear bumper on it, and we can maybe get some light pods in it, and yeah, start making some accessories. So again, 3D printing. So thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and honestly, like I said, this is one of those builds I've wanted to get done for a long time. So hope you're enjoying it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.